look who's back, it's Gavin. Now, Gavin, you bring such a big smile here to everybody on Create and Craft, both in front of the cameras, behind the cameras, and at home. You are like happiness in personified.
Some people do wish that I would shut up occasionally.
No, never.
That's
never.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Create
Hello.
and Craft World, how are you? It's so lovely to see you. Thank you for having me today. There's some amazing things coming up,
Yes.
including a massive brand new exclusive.
Absolutely. We are so excited about a brand new puzzle that you can only find here on Create and Craft. There is no other shop that has it. We are talking about a Valentine's puzzle, and this is a brand new today. And of course, if you're in the club, of course, you can get it under the discounted price. And on top of that, of course, like everything on the show and on the website, you can flexi buy. The first payment will have the flexi admin fee added on top of that, but it could be yours for £7.65. Now, we love the Happy Puzzle Company as much as we love you, Gavin, because you always bring really amazing puzzles, and many of them you can play alone as well.
Yes, so a lot of these things, even though they're for one or two players, you'll get just as much fun out of playing by yourself, sitting in front of the TV, watching Create and Craft, obviously, and fiddling around with things. And there's no better example of something that you can do yourself than this amazing exclusive. So can I show you the Valentine's puzzle?
Course.
Because I'm literally itching to show you.
Because it only arrived on Friday, did it?
They arrived in our warehouse on Friday. You will not find these anywhere else in the UK. This is a Happy Puzzle exclusive in the UK. Look at the timing.
Yes.
We are on the 21st of January today, which means we are only a handful of days away from Valentine's Day. And if you're looking for a gift that really is something very different to give to your loved one, and to be honest with you, it's really not particularly expensive, just £16.99. But this will also be something that the whole family can do too. So what have we got here? We have this beautiful, stunning acrylic set of pieces that go together.
Like jewels.
They do look like jewels. I hope you can sort of get the feel for that on
hold
TV.
It there, hold it there.
Let's go, hold that there. Let's go down a bit, down it. There you go. Look how shiny. Love shininess.
They look like rubies.
They do look like rubies. And they all fit perfectly into the little frame here. And it comes in a lovely little container that seals itself like this. Now, the question you're asking is, what is this? Well, obviously, this is a puzzle, but not just one puzzle. It is, in fact, 72 multi-level puzzles, okay? And I'm going to demo this by taking that out and, of course, throwing one on the floor immediately. Thank you, Paola. I do appreciate that.
No problem.
Now, this is ages 8 and up, by the way, so you can play this with the rest of the family as well. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these pieces. And inside the booklet here, you will see that we've got the 72 multi-level challenges. And with each of the challenges, what you have to do is as follows. So we'll set up the initial pieces that we can see. So if we set this up across here like so, that one will go in there like that. And then we want to find this piece, which will go in here. Have I put the right piece in there? No, clearly not. That one, yes, I think you're probably right. I think it is that one. That one goes in there like so. Then what's the next piece? Is this the piece that's going to go in here? That way, or no, this way, here, that one, this way, yes. That one looks as it's going to go in there. Yep, that's right. Perfect. And then finally, that piece in there like that. Now, that is a typical setup for any one of the puzzles, and all we have to do now is to complete the rest of the puzzle with all of the pieces. Now, we can try, and you'll see obviously that these pieces fit in lots of different possible ways, wherever we want them to go.
They work double-sided, so you can...
They're all double-sided. Well, obviously they're double-sided, absolutely. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. They can fit in both ways. And of course, these pieces will fit at angles as well. And then just by way of a demonstration, so you can see it can be done, if we go to the solutions, we'll go to solution number 21. And what that will show us is that that one's going to go... Have I got the right one in? No, I think you're right, definitely. What would I know about puzzles? So I'm reliant on you. I'm reliant on you here. Hang on. Okay. That one in there, like so.
That one in here?
Yeah, this one goes in here like so, and that one goes in there like that.
I love this.
Now, of course, as with all of these things, when you go through, so you get less and less information as to what you're setting up, how you're setting it up, and it becomes harder and harder, and you can see it split in half without actually even knowing what some of the pieces are, and so on and so forth.
I see.
Beautiful puzzle. Now, literally, we've bought one batch of these over for Valentine's Day. When they are gone, they are gone. I think for £16.99,
I love that.
this is an absolutely stunning gift.
And if you like the Genius games, I think this one kind of relates a little bit because there's the same sort of shapes in there.
100%.
Personally, I kind of know that this one will be one of my favorites. Again, a happy puzzle. They keep doing that. They keep bringing out amazing Genius kind of projects.
However, can I just say one thing which I like about this, as opposed to the Genius games, this is much more relaxed.
It is.
And laid back. You're not racing against some, I mean, obviously, if you want to buy two and race against somebody else, race till your heart is content. However, really and truly, this is designed as a one-player game, as I said, ages 8 and up, so the children can do it as well. And I really, really love this storage container because then it sits so beautifully by itself like that. What a lovely, lovely gift to be able to give somebody on Valentine's Day.
It is. If you want a heart, to give a heart as a present for Valentine's or any time of the year as well, for a birthday would be amazing, an anniversary as well. 723-454 or is your item number. It's £16.99 if you are in the if you're not in the club, but if you are in the club, it's even better. Now we have got something that, as the name says of the company, the happy puzzle. Now we have got amazing jigsaws. Now this is one of the best sellers ever because we are talking about cities from the UK jigsaws.
Absolutely. Now this is the brainchild of a lady called Hannah Hewitt, who is a graphic designer who had an idea based on her wondering what it would look like if other towns and cities in the UK were to actually have an underground network like the London Underground. And so what she did was she started analysing, exploring, asking what the stations would likely be like in these different towns and cities. And she came up with these imaginary, beautiful, imaginary underground maps. Now, these are very special. I'm going to tell you the reason why I've got these two is very, very specific. Okay, first of all, because actually I'd like to say that Norwich is the best-selling one in the whole of the UK. I think Dan Bancroft may have. He bought literally one for everybody that he knows for Christmas, provided they lived in Norwich.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the thing what I love is that once you finish, it will look amazing framed because it's a poster kind of quality to it. But I also think if you like jigsaws, this is going to be some of the more challenging jigsaws because we are talking about all white, so really difficult to do, but also very, very achievable and also think in the sense of pride when you have done it.
And these are basically made to be framed.
Right, yes.
So the first thing to tell you is that the reverse of them, you'll see that these are made from what's called jigsaw blue board. This is the highest quality jigsaw card that you can get, and it's 1.5 millimeters. So anybody who's into jigsaws will know that that's the type of quality that you want. You can buy jigsaw glue just about anywhere in your local craft store, etc., etc. Spread it over and then you can frame this and it becomes a real talking point on your wall. Now, the Liverpool one has personal things for me because my wife is from Liverpool and in fact my wife grew up in there, Childwell Park Avenue. Now, this has nothing to do with us whatsoever. But I just remember seeing her face when she looked at this for the first time and went, oh, I wonder what our local station would have been. And then sort of screamed when she saw that actually her street, Childwell Park Avenue, was on there. And everyone has the same reaction. If you know a place, then you go looking for specific things.
I also was thinking, so for instance, maybe where you met for the first time, maybe you are friends with, maybe you met some at work, right? And you work together, maybe say for instance, well, I mean, in the stadium or maybe in the market in Norfolk, that you can then put like a little star in there and gift it as a friendship kind of, this is where we met.
Absolutely. It's just a lovely gift and it's a lovely talking point. And the one that I've got up in my office just people see it and they just have to start exploring. So
absolutely.
we have got 34 of these available.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have got big cities, small cities. We have got Edinburgh. We have got Oxford. We have got, well, I have to say that the one that I was really amazed that we had is, of course, Lincoln, because I have got a personal connection there. But there is Manchester, there is Bristol, there is Cambridge, there's Birmingham, Cambridge. I love that as well. Bournemouth and Poole. I mean, how amazing is that?
Can I just tell you my Poole story?
Yes, of course.
Just off of Poole, there is a little island called Brownsea Island, which is very famous for having red squirrels on. And I once took one of my kids there on a school trip as an accompanying parent. I was busy designing puzzles in the cafe while they were going around touring, and they left the island and left me.
Oh!
There was no one left on the island.
And
thankfully there was a phone signal. I phoned the boat and I said, when are we leaving?
Yeah.
And they went, oh.
We left somebody there.
So I have been stranded on Brownsea Island.
Absolutely. Brighton and Hove and so many more. Nottingham. By the way, it will be dispatched from the 5th of February. So if you want Sheffield as well, is there as well.
Northampton. And so Southend-on-Sea, which is the newest city in the UK.
It is indeed. And of course,
Ipswich.
The Isle of Wight, that's a cool one. Leeds, of course. Newcastle, Southampton. Maybe it is somebody who graduates from a university, from Leeds, for instance, and then they get the Leeds one as a...
All the big university towns are in here as well. Canterbury and Coventry and Doncaster, Grimsby and Cleethorpes,
Huddersfield,
Kingston upon Hull.
Oh my goodness, there are Swansea as well. Where is it? Oh, that's the last one.
Was that the last one?
I want to see the one in Lincoln. Anyway, if you want yours, 501-394. And of course, what you do is you then put that item number, then you select your chosen city, and then you choose whether you flexi-buy or not. In the club, it's just £9 today. And of course, on top of that, your flexi admin fee.
And by the way, the reason why these are on a delay is because they are made by hand in the UK. So literally, once we receive your order, there will be a human being involved in making this for you. It's not just made by a machine somewhere in the Far East or somewhere.
No.
Made by hand
in the UK,
just outside Exeter. There you go.
Right. Well, there, local, almost local, not far from here.
No,
well,
not that local to here.
I'm just joking.
Unless you really have gone wrong on the motorway. There you go.
True that. Right, now we have got the set of the 3 most amazing games that you could ever buy. They are the classes. I wouldn't be without them. I have bought them so many times as gifts for family and friends all over the world, and all over different ages. They have always loved it. Now, we are talking about, of course, the Genius family. You have the original square. You are getting the star as well as the gems. I love them both, all of them. Funnily enough, I find it harder, the star than the gems, but that's just me. But I know that gems is supposed to be the hardest one. And I love that you can play more than one person. Right, so you can buy them individually, but you can get that extra saving of £7.50 in the club when you go for all 3 of them. Shall we start with which one?
Yes, by the way, just let me mention, because obviously you're getting some savings individually on these, but if you buy this set of the 3 with each one of them, it basically more or less represents getting one free, because you are saving just under £20 from what you would pay on the high street.
Wow.
These are each £19.99 on the high street, and if you're picking up a set of 3 for £40.47, you do the maths.
Yes, absolutely. So you know the numbers. I'm always kind of just say what it is on the screen. Right, now the Genius star. Shall we start with the star?
We can start with the star if you want to, definitely. Oh, there are. We're doing things in a slightly different order.
Yes, we are, apparently.
So while I set this up, shall we have a little look at the video of the star?
So you can play solo, you can play against an opponent. I've played both ways. You know, sometimes it's nice to do it against somebody. It's so well designed that there's always a solution. And ultimately, if you like something that is a little bit, you know what I mean? It's just like a little bit that you never know how long you are going to spend doing that game, because sometimes it's really quick and sometimes it takes a little bit longer. This is great for, of course, the kids. If you want the kids to not be on the screen all the time, this is a great way. I know my niece, who's 10 years old and 11 years old actually, She absolutely loves this, and she plays with a lot of students. You know what happens as well in schools, that sometimes you have got from different countries that they maybe are adapting themselves. They don't speak the language. This is a great icebreaker.
Very much so.
She finds it that she plays with the kind of the new students that they haven't been,
Non-linguistic games are difficult to come by when you're considering the age groups and the different abilities that everybody has. So the Genius games as a whole are something that will develop thinking skills. They are a real bring together.
Absolutely.
You're not restricted, even though you get 2 of everything inside your pack. You don't need to restrict it to there. You can have multiple sets being played together. And of course, when you've got grandparents, for example, who might not be quite as local to their grandchildren as they would like, you can play these on Zoom. You can play the same puzzles at the same time, race against each other. These are fabulous, fabulous puzzles. Now, the Genius Star, which is the hardest, I think, of the 3 of them, I do agree with you. It's the hardest of the 3 of them, has just 165,888 possible puzzles. So the chances of us ever playing the same one twice are very small. And there are 2 ways in which you can play. So you'll see here, out of the 11 pieces, we do have 2 half hexagons, which can go together in order to make a golden star. But if you flip them over, there's no star there. Now, in a moment, I'll explain to you why that is important. The first thing we're going to do is remove all of our pieces from here, like so, and we are left with these 7 white pieces with a black star in the middle. And these are what we're going to call our blockers. So if we remove them as well, but keep them together for the moment, I'll show you on the board here. You can probably see that we've got numbers on there. Then the numbers from 1 to 48. I hope you can see that nice and clearly. If I hold, there we are. Hold that nice angle there like that. And those are going to be the coordinates that we're going to block off. Now, we have 7 dice. And when I roll these dice, they will roll into one of the 165,888 possible formations. I'm going to line these up there because I do know that there are a lot of viewers who have these already and who play along. And I would say to everyone, go on to the Create and Craft website, createandcraft.com, and you will see the reviews. They are all 5-star reviews. It's quite extraordinary.
I cannot recommend the whole Genius family enough. And also, if somebody, for instance, is a little bit unwell, and I know you want to say...
I wanted to say hello to Shiri, my youngest, because she's at home today with a temperature of 38.6, and she's feeling very sorry for herself, and she's sitting on the couch with Barney, our Labradoodle, with her, watching the show in the hope that she is going to feel better. So she's smiling now. I can tell you she's smiling now. Wanted to say hello Shiri. Wish you better. Be home in a few hours.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Right, back to this. Let's block out our numbers here.
I was trying, it's maybe she can be playing with us as well.
Yeah,
so,
1 and, no, she's playing with the dog, trust me.
Oh, right.
19 and 7 there, and 25 and 24 and 31 is our last one there. Now, our task is to race against each other to fit all of these 11 pieces into the grid perfectly.
Absolutely.
And there's always at least one solution. Invariably, there'll be more than one, but there will always be at least one solution. Now, I mentioned that I would come back to these 2 half hexagons. In roughly 58% of the puzzles, it is possible to complete the puzzle with the golden star complete together like that. But of course, you don't necessarily know unless you take a gamble. So your choice is either to play safe, which is what we're going to do now because of the time factor, and just try and fit them in anywhere, or take a risk and try and go for a double win so that you actually get it together with the golden star. Now, you can go to a web page called thegeniusstar.com and put your coordinates in, and it will then tell you whether or not it is possible to do any particular puzzle with the golden star in place. But for today, and I see someone here to my left has started, we're going to try and get these in. Now, I warn you, These are challenging. Some of them are going to take longer to do than others, but we are going to try and get these to fit in. And I will be very, very pleased for Paola, he said through gritted teeth,
Yeah.
if Paola actually beats me here.
No, I don't think I will.
Let's see. Well, let's try it and see what we do
No,
here. The shapes are really interesting to manage for something like this as well, because you often think that, well, depending on what you've done so far, that something is going to fit somewhere fairly obviously. And of course, that doesn't always turn out to be the case. So I'll put that in here. Now, I've actually got myself into a little bit of a pickle here, I think. Let's just put this one in here like so. Then we'll put one of the hexagons in this way like that.
Yeah.
We'll put the other one in here like so. And what have I done here? Have I, no, you see, I have messed myself up here because I've left myself not being able to put that in there. What about if I change this one around here, put that one in there like so? Is that going to help me?
No, see, I find this one the most challenging of them all, I have to say.
Of all of the Genius games,
Absolutely.
I do agree with you. It's also, I think, the one which is the most fulfilling.
Yes.
In terms of the sense of satisfaction that comes from when you've done it. Now, what has never happened, ever, in the entire history of the world, is that we've never, ever actually done this on TV and not been able to solve it. And I'm starting to get a little bit nervous,
Yeah,
actually,
that
here,
is nice.
because we've clearly picked a difficult one here. And you know what's going on is that there's somebody at home at the moment who's looking at it. What's something going
Yes.
on? Oh, well done.
Yes, I've done it.
There you are. There is our evidence that it can be done, especially when the person starts about a minute before you
I
do
know. I mean, it's sort of cheating, but not really cheating.
Victory is victory is victory.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So,
but of course, there is that website that you can check if that combination of those numbers will give you the golden star. Now, if you want to go for your amazing Genius family of puzzles, the item number is 923941. Now,
oh look, there's the Genius
now,
page.
Yeah, I know, that's the page. Now, of course, if you want to go for the star on its own, you can do that as well. Details at the bottom of the screen, 836370. I just reading the screen, that's why I'm looking over there. I'm just telling my director. Right, if you want yours, you know what to do. Remember that if you were going for them individually, you would be paying a lot more. But when you go for the bundle, you're basically going for one for free. Now, if you want to go for the Genius Square on its own, there is the Excel version, which is really fun, especially for the little ones and for the big ones that maybe you don't want to do with the smaller pieces.
The little ones and the big ones.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, okay. We're talking about me here, or are we talking about
no,
more senior people?
Well, I'll let
see.
you decide. No, I was thinking about maybe sometimes, I think, for instance, I know one of my friends has got dexterity issues, so bigger pieces is a lot easier to grab.
And they're much chunkier and easier to put in there. Now, let's just clarify, because the Genius Square is the original game. This is the one that people generally start with. Now, if we look over at the front of the desk over there, you will see the two different sizes. So you've got the small one, and then next to it, you've got the XL. So you can see that there is a very big size difference between them. Both of them contain the same contents, so you're getting everything that you need for two people to be able to play at the same time. But as we've seen here, we're going to demonstrate with the larger one, because obviously it's easier to do on camera. But the only difference between them is literally just the size of the pieces. Now, just to stress, the XL version is available separately. It's a huge discount. It's not part of the bundle of three, but you can also buy the regular size by itself or with the bundle of three as well. So, for the uninitiated who have just arrived on planet Earth for the first time, let me introduce to you to the greatest puzzle ever invented in the entire history of the world, bar none. This is the Genius Square, and there are 62,208 possible puzzles that you can play just using these 9 pieces and the 7 blockers. You can see the coordinates that run across the top and down the side, and when we roll the dice, they will fall on one of those 62,208 possible puzzles. Now I'm going to line these up again because I know there are so many people at home who love playing along. And how do I know this? Because they write to me and they tell me how much fun they have doing it. So thank you to all of those of you who write and let me know. And in fact, also to a family who let me know over the weekend that they're watching for the first time today. That's Judy and Miley and Yael watching for the first time today, having been introduced to the Genius Square and absolutely loving it.
Well, it is a fabulous
game.
It's a fabulous game, and it's a fabulous family as well to be part of.
I want to play against your dad.
Yeah, well, that's going to be...
I want to see what happens.
Oh, you will see. He's very, very good, my dad. All right.
Well, we can have a Genius Square off. I'm not quite sure we can have a paint off or anything like that.
Well, we can see.
I can do something that looks like it's been done by a 2-year-old, but nothing more than that. Right, okay. We're going to block off D3.
D3.
And F1.
D3.
And D1. And B3. And D6. And F2. And E6. Okay, so we've blocked those off. So now we've got the other 9 pieces and we are going to race, but we're not going to start yet, are we, Paola?
No, we are not.
No. If I'm going to be Pasqualised. Pasqualised.
No, you always win.
I don't always win.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't always win.
All right.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
On your marks, get set, go. Okay, now it's very difficult because I'm at a slight disadvantage here because I'm having to talk at the same time whilst you've got unbroken concentration that you can have in here. Well, possibly. Oh, God, what am I doing here? Help me. No, that's not going to work in there. That one might go in there, though, possibly. I'm going to get absolutely...
Done.
Beaten. I've been Pasqualised. I've been Pasqualised. Okay, it's as simple as that. Now, that literally took us about 20 seconds to do. And when you finish playing, the first thing that you want to do is play again. This is the most addictive game ever invented.
And the thing is that you can play with all sorts of ages. It's literally whenever I have to go to anywhere and I have to give a gift, this is my first go-to. The Genius Square, whether you go for the XL, whether you go for the smaller size, the original size, it all works. Personally, I think the largest size is the one that is like almost like a table top kind of display in here. If you want to go for the incredible happy puzzle, the Genius Square, whether it is the larger size or the smaller size, you have got the choices for you. The regular size, 549652. This is the regular smaller size, £14.39 with a £5.60 saving in the club. Cannot recommend it enough. I genuinely adore these games, and I know that it's one of those ones that it makes, you know, genuinely a lot of people who at the beginning maybe even struggle. I know my friend in South Africa, Safira. She actually, at the beginning, she was not as quick, but now it's like it's the best way after a busy day to go home and do a couple of games. Because she said at the time she was playing on the phone, and she's like, I want to leave the screen away. I want to come in home, do something a little bit that is a game, like I can forget it. But that is not looking at the screen, and the Genius Square is just for her.
And it's very, very important that we recognise, particularly in this day and age, that the children's lives are so dominated by what goes on the screen that actually we forget how to communicate with each other. Absolutely. And there's no substitute for being directly in front of someone, seeing their emotions and seeing their expressions and so on and so forth.
We're
going to move over just like in here, so I'm more centralised. You're on the side, I'm in the middle.
Now, the gems.
Genius Gems is the third in the series of these. I love this. These are double-sided pieces. Whatever you see on one side is reversed on the other side. So we've actually only got 10 pieces in our grid here. So if you see, for example, here, we've got 2 blue gems on one side with the yellow one. If we flip that over, it's reversed, so it's got 2 yellow and 1 blue. Similarly here, and so on and so forth. Again, as with all of the Genius games, amongst all of the puzzles, there is always at least one solution. Now, some lovely little twists on this one, because our dice here are all identical. So the white dice are all identical, and they sit inside these little holes here, which are color coded, and they will tell us what color we're going to be working on. Now you'll see, obviously, the 6 sides have 6 different patterns. Actually, it's 7, because there is one side here which has an either or on it somewhere. Or maybe it's one of the old, no, maybe it's one of the bigger dice. Ignore me. There's no point in me being here. Right, anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to shuffle this up here, like so. And wherever these land, just put that in there. Okay, wherever these land, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to recreate all of these patterns in the correct colours in the grid simultaneously at the same time. So while Paola's just starting to do this herself, I'm going to just sort of do a little bit of a demonstration. They can be on any angle as well. So for example here, I've got the blue one in here that you see there. You can see that's the same shape in there like so. Now let's try the yellow one. If I put the yellow one in there like that and then put it in there like that, there is our yellow shape there. Now we're going to put the pink one in there like that. You can see I've recreated it there like so. Have I done that correct? No, I haven't, because it's supposed to be 4. What do I know? Okay, if I put that one in there like that and then put this one along here like that. No, you see I've not done that correctly either. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah,
at home
this is one of those ones that it requires a little bit more concentration, that, you know, the kind of thing, Here, I'll put the orange one in there now. Let's try and do the green one in here like that, and put the green one in here. And that, see, I'm now got to work out what have I done wrong with this one here, because really what I need is, I think if I put that in, put that in there like that one there. No, that's not what I want to do at all. Oh, you see? This is what when it gets in a way that is like, oh my God, this is one of those games that I remember when the first time that I played, I was like, oh, this is too difficult for me. And then I went on, it's like one of my favorites.
I've got it now. Okay. So let's just go through and make sure. So there is our blue shape there. And I took the yellow one apart.
Yeah.
I took that.
That's the thing, isn't it? That you kind of have to think. So this one for me is the one that when I have got a little bit more time, when I have got not much time, I go for the genius square. When I have got a little bit more time, I go for the gems. And it's the one that I really enjoy for getting my teeth into it. It's just one of those ones that you kind of think.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, but it's not that difficult sometimes. Well, I say sometimes, because what I love about this one is also that there is levels as well. So you kind of start for a little bit playing with all 5 whites, and then you can go with the 1 black, then you can go with 2 blacks, then 3 black, and then finally you can put the finished red one, which means that, you know, I remember I have tried with all the difficult ones, and there is a couple of times that I just gave up, but only a couple of times out of 100 times. So this is what we love, the way that you can progress. You can start with the genius square, then you can go into the star, or you can go for the gems. Now, if you want to go for the whole family, you can do that.
I've done it, by the way.
Oh, of course you have. Of course you have. And not only you have that, so you can see the yellow, the pink, the orange, the blue.
Oh my God, I haven't done it.
Never
you see, even the master puzzler messes up.
The green one.
By the way, can I just also mention you've got these other dice which make it much more difficult. The devilish dice and the dastardly die, the red one as well, which is really, really tricky. But actually, it's not a bad thing for people to be able to see that this is quite challenging.
But this is what this is what I feel with this one. If I have got a little bit more time, definitely I go for the genius gems. If I have less time, go for the genius square. So this is why you can grow into. If you want the full bundle 923941, if you wanted the genius gem on their own, 016858 is your item.
Oh, can I tell you one thing that's really exciting?
Absolutely.
The genius square has just passed the 1.5 million sales mark.
I'm not surprised.
No,
it is absolutely genius. I mean, it's one of those ones I can never stop talking about how amazing it is. The genius gem, another of my favorites, 016858 on its own. And remember, like everything on the show, you can flexi buy it as well, so split it into 2. Now, one that I find, we are one of the best sellers, a brand new and exclusive, of course, to Happy Puzzle, is the amazing Valentine's Puzzle. 723454 is your item number. Absolutely adore it. £15.29, and of course, you can flexi buy it that as well. I adore this one because it absolutely relates to the genius square, but very different at the same time. Now, the underground map, remember, these ones are the imaginary, that's the word. I couldn't find it. It's kind of underground of different cities in the UK. Now, remember, they are made by hand here in the UK, in Exeter, so therefore there is a delayed dispatch. It will be dispatched from the 5th of February. Cities like Bath, Oxford, Cambridge, Southend-on-Sea, you have got Ipswich, Norwich, the Isle of Wight, Leeds, you have got Newcastle as well, Southampton, Liverpool, Manchester, and so many more, including one that is very close to my heart, which is of course Lincoln. Now, I didn't expect smaller cities to be there, but they are, and they are, it can be something that then you frame and you have it in display. So it gives you pleasure while you make it, and it gives you pleasure when you look at it once it's made and framed. Now, probably the happy puzzle puzzle that I have in my stash that is the most challenging, but also the most, oh my goodness, I had done it, is the IQ jigsaw.
Yeah.
This one is, oh my goodness, difficult when you go into the more difficult ones, but achievable in the more, entry-level ones, right?
So actually, give me 1 second. Can I just talk to the viewers myself?
Yeah, of course.
Come here a second.
Yeah.
Come here a second. Now listen, viewers, you know that I only ever bring you the very best of stuff.
Yes.
If you absolutely love the Genius Square, I want you to trust me on this. I want you to spend £13.49 on the IQ Jigsaw, because I had this specially commissioned from one of the world's greatest puzzle inventors. I went to him and I said, I want something which is a logic jigsaw, because it's never been done before, and this is the result. I promise you faithfully, you will have so much fun with this puzzle. So if you haven't seen the IQ Jigsaw before, now is your chance to see something that truly is absolutely remarkable. So Paola can come back in now.
No, it is, absolutely. And what I love about it is that it's one of those ones that you play alone, and you have got, well, I mean, if you have got more than one, you can play against each other, but you have got different ones, different games, so you can start really easily, and then you can go into super vintage territory.
Yes.
And I love that.
And the puzzles basically always involve you creating a square out of the pieces. Now, just for the sake of television, in case people can't see, these are in sections. They're the jigsaw pieces that are actually in sections, and they're all different types of shapes. Yeah. And here is puzzle number one, actually. So I've set it up here so that you can see. Well, there, for example, is an example that we've got first of all. So it would show you a few little things over here. Sorry, I'm causing utter chaos as normal here. Yeah,
absolutely.
Of course.
We love you for it.
Absolutely. I wouldn't have myself any different.
Absolutely.
Well, I can tell you there's people around here that would. But anyway, there you are. You put the first three pieces in, and then what you've got to do is to put the rest of the pieces in to complete the puzzle so that it actually is a solid square. Now, what I've done here is I've taken puzzle number one, which is here, and I've set it up like this, and that uses all but two pieces. We can see which coloured pieces there are, and so in order to be able to complete this, I can see, obviously it's a very nice, easy puzzle to start with, that we'll put that one in there like that. It feels lovely when you click it in. I know.
It's
I love
very it's one of those ones that is very satisfying, isn't it?
This is the puzzle equivalent of chewing the top of your biro. Okay. I know.
Oh, I thought that you were going to say, I don't know, maybe cookie cutter or something like that.
No, I think I'll stick with chewing my pen. There you go.
Right.
That goes in there like that. And then if you look at the booklet, you'll see that as you go through, you're given less and less pieces. It gets harder and harder and harder. And of course, by the time you get through to the expert levels, you're being given very little information altogether.
Yeah. I will be honest, well, as always, I can do up to the junior. Expert, I have done a couple, but I'm still practicing, because expert, it does take a little bit of more practice.
And then there's the wizard ones as well. These are really, really hard. And by the way, you can also go online, and there's ones that are different shapes as well. Nice. But this is suitable for ages 7 and up. Yeah. Obviously, the easier ones are going to be useful for the younger people. But there's 120 puzzles that you're getting inside there. So,
and with this one, it's one of those ones that even if you have done it before, it happened to me that I did a couple of them you know, like I did a couple one day, and then the next day I did a couple more. And then I remember after I did it, I thought, oh, that's the one I did it yesterday. But because of the nature of the game, the nature of the pieces, you forget if you have done them. So it's not like you are gonna ever think, oh, I grow out of them. No, there is always, you can revisit the same puzzle and you will be like, oh, I don't know how I solved that one. If you want yours, £6.75 if you flex it in the club. And of course, the flexi admin fee will be added to your first payment. 061002 is your item number.
This will be the best $14.99 you've ever paid in terms of entertainment, long-term entertainment.
Well, the Genius Star has now gone. If you want yours, well, you need to check your basket at 836370 is your item.
I'm coming over here. I'm in the way as ever.
Wow. Right, so we have got loads of different games that we want to make sure that you have a chance to get them. Now, the Genius Star, £14.39 is your price. Now, if you wanted to go for the trio, that this includes the square, the star, and the gems. Very busy. I so recommend to go for that one. You know what I would do? If you already have the square, I would buy this one and have the Genius Square as a present ready to go. It's the perfect present whether you are invited for dinner, and instead of taking a cheap bottle of wine, you take for the same price, you get a game that is gonna last forever, and it's gonna be across generations, across genders. They can play on their own, you can play with somebody else. It's just a beautiful game. 923941 is your item number. Right, we have got two more games here. We have got the two-way words.
Two-way words and two-way cards. Let's start with two-way words. Now, first of all, let me tell you that these were created by a lovely British inventor called Sean Delaney, who's worked really hard to create this game. Now, this is a game which plays vertically. For anybody that likes word games, you are going to absolutely love this. Now, one person plays the blue side and one person plays the red side. And inside your bag, you've obviously got all the different tiles. The tiles clip inside like so. Okay, so they stay in there and they then pop out when you need them to pop out. The idea of the game is that you need to create a 3-letter word, a 4-letter word, a 5-letter word, and a 6-letter word. And you're battling against your opponent, who is seeing completely different things to what you're seeing, because it's not the same letters on each side. So you've got to try and work out what they're doing and battle with them in order to complete your 4 words first of all. Now, you've obviously got your little hand in here that you can see here with the letters that you've got, and each time you use those letters, you replace them with some new letters as well. And then once you've got a word, you literally just pop it out and pop it in your board, and it stays there like that. So for anybody that loves playing word games, this is a super battle game that will enable you to really play not just with somebody else that loves word games, but also on a really good level with younger people perhaps, who are still going to have those words there and can try and see what you're doing. You can build the words, by the way, backwards, forwards, up, down, diagonally, however you want to do them. So that is two-way words. Now, there is a sister game. Well, let me just tell you first of all, your item number is 316627, and there's a lovely little special price on here as well. You get your nice little discount as well, and if you want to flexi it, it's just 2 payments of £9.
Perfect. I'm surplus.
You're redundant. That's
Absolutely. It. Don't make me run the life on air. That's just like
you can sit there, just play the Genius Square. We're all happy.
Well, you know what? Talking about the Genius Square, we have had a lovely email, and this is. I want to read it. I know that it's not the right time, maybe, but it's just such a lovely email. And you mentioned the Genius Square, and especially the Genius Square XL. And now we have got this lovely email from Hillary, and she says, hi Gavin and Paula and the crafty crew. By the way, massive shout out to Talia, which is one of your colleagues.
Talia is one of my colleagues who's been here for 18 years working with me, and her 18th birthday treat of working with us has been to come here and sit behind the camera and watch you and I in action.
Absolutely. Part of the crew, Talia. It's lovely to meet you. Now, But going back to the email, Hillary says, I bought the Genius Square XL as a Christmas present for my husband, and on Christmas Day he couldn't resist getting the game out after lunch and playing out with our family. We had everyone playing, including my 80-year-old father-in-law who isn't that well, and he loved it because he actually could play it. Now, this is how amazing it is that even people that maybe are not feeling that well, or maybe they're not kind of that handy or things like that, they still can play it. There were quite a few of my family asking where they could get it because it's so addictive. Well done, the Happy Puzzle Company. It's such an amazing family. Hillary from Leeds. Oh, and I bought the Leeds jigsaw for my husband too, which is starting on this weekend.
Oh, Hillary, thank you. We love you. Thank you for helping us to exist.
Much. And this is the thing, present. This is the perfect, get some present at home. Right, we mentioned the two-way words.
We're on two-way words.
But we have got the two-way cards, which this one I own, thanks to Gavin Main. I played it and I loved it.
You have every single game, basically, we've ever bought out.
Pretty much.
You can actually turn your lounge into a happy puzzle shop.
Oh, it's a happy place with a Happy Puzzle Company. Right, two-way cards.
So two-way cards.
Yes.
If you like games like Rummy and things like that, this is the same principle. You've got the upright stand.
Yeah.
And what you're doing is you're creating runs based on the suits and the numbers, etc., etc. And again, what you see on one side, your opponent is seeing something different on the other side, but you have to try and work out what it is that they're doing. And the tiles that you get will make up 2 complete sets of cards, including the jokers as well. And your aim is to create a run of 3, a run of 4, a run of 5, and a run of 6 before your opponent does. And there are slightly different rules with this one, because here you can actually choose to swap cards as you go through if you feel that you need something to make it a little bit easier for you. Exactly the same principle, that when you've got the tiles here, they clip in very nicely into the board and they stay there. And you're trying to beat your opponent. So for anybody that loves, I would say actually, not just games like Rummy, but also if you like Rummy Cub, the flat game you're playing with the tiles, this really appeals to those sorts of people.
I think that if you like to play, games that, they are not, I don't know, gentle competitiveness, this is definitely one for it. And I also, you learn also to kind of pay attention to the colors, to pay attention to the symbols. So for the little ones, again, a perfect game. 472951 is your item number. And of course, you can have it in the club for 17.99 pence, of course. Now, if you wanted the two-way words, we had a little bit look. And now, of course, we still have it in stock. We are very busy across the board. Of course, we are with the Happy Puzzle Company always. 316627 is your item number for the two-way words. The thing is that there's lots of people that love and the Happy Puzzle, but there's lots of people that maybe you are joining us for the first time. If you have never seen the Genius Star, well, if you want it, you can have it, but there is the limited stock now. So that means that 90% of the stock has gone. I love it. Yeah, the star, it's the star of the show, aside from Gavin, of course. Gavin is the superstar.
But I'm not available. Oh, maybe I should have an item number.
Oh, you should.
Item number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Priceless though.
Absolutely.
But I am available with FlexiPay.
Oh, are you?
Remember, there will be an admin fee on the first item. If you buy more than one of me, then there'll be no further.
Absolutely. 836-370 is your item number 4, not Gavin, but the Genius Star. Now, we have got this one, another game. Now, I will say this one, I haven't played it, and I think I'm fascinated.
Do you not have this one?
No.
Oh my goodness me! Because this is my finest hour.
Oh, well,
this is my absolute finest hour. So I want to tell you the story of this now. There is a puzzle inventor, or I should say, sadly, there was a puzzle inventor whose name is Ivan Moscovich, a remarkable man, survivor of multiple concentration camps, a world-renowned artist, mathematician, and puzzler as well, and also a colleague of Rubik. As well, and we have been friends for years. Sadly, he passed away last year in May, I think, at the age, he was just about to turn 97. And when he was 91, he came to me and he said to me, Gavin, don't you think it's about time that we designed a puzzle together. And now when that's sort of said to
Yeah.
you, it's a little bit like if you're a recording artist
Yeah.
and Paul McCartney just rocks up on your doorstep one day and
Yeah.
says, let's record something together. A, you don't say no, and B, it is the biggest privilege ever. So we set about working on this puzzle, and I'm so proud of what we achieved. So this is called 30 Cubed. Now it's so called, unbelievably, because it has 30 cubes. All of the cubes, rather like all cubes, have 6 sides, but they do all have the same colours across the 6 sides, but they have different pieces that exist on them. Now, if we take all of these out, you've got a whole world of puzzles. By the way, these are made of wood. They are absolutely stunning. And you will put this on the sideboard and it will be passed from generation to generation to generation. And what we have to do on different levels of difficulty is to start doing things with the cubes. Now, the most basic level, which you saw at the beginning, is where we start putting them together so that there is a solid colour background shape. Now, if we turn all of these over here so that they're all on purple, so just go to all of them and just find the purple side, like that and like that. The most basic level, what we're doing is we're going to create all 6 colours individually, that's it, so that the lines make sense, so that the lines that are on it will always have a beginning and an end as well. So we see that one there, so that one's going to go in there like that. Now, the beginning bits you can obviously see are where the circles start, and the end bits will be where the circles end. Now, you're probably looking at this and thinking, well, that looks pretty straightforward, and that's because this is our starting point here. The problem starts to happen when we have curved pieces that go in there like that, so go across there, and as we start using more and more pieces, we'll probably find that the spaces start to reduce.
Yeah,
okay, you can see that goes in there like that. This one's going to go in here, shall we say, like that, and there'll be multiple ways in which we can do this as well.
I find this one fascinating. It's one of those ones that are, you know, it kind of has to be. Oh, right. Oh, we have got 2 wide
Yeah,
ones.
you see we've got the, yep, we can have more than one of each one. Now, in case you're starting to think this is very straightforward and very easy, what happens after that is that it starts to get incredibly difficult, because we start having puzzles which give us instructions that we can only use certain colours of lines, 15 of one colour, 15 of another colour. Then we start building ginormous 3D models as well, following Sudoku type rules, etc., etc.
Oh, this is right up my street. And straight away, we know that, for instance, now this one we would have to redo. So
Correct.
I'm kind of thinking maybe do it like
And this is just at the easiest level. And by the way, because this is suitable for ages 6 and up, there are some junior puzzles in there as well, which use just 20 of the pieces. Now we have, I hope we've got the VT to be able to show everybody exactly how this works.
I don't know if our baker is kind of. I don't think he said anything that he cannot. It's not there right now. So
Shame.
try to find it. 033746. This one could be my new favorite. Of course, if you want to go for it, you have got a £4 saving or more, £4 and 7.60 saving if you are in the club. And of course, you can flexify. And on top of that, of course, you have got the CAP PMP. Now, we started the show and we are heading towards the end of the show with a brand new puzzle. If you are a happy puzzle fanatic like I am, you need this one in your collection. This is the Valentine's puzzle. 723454. Now, it's a Happy Puzzle exclusive. This is the only place aside from the Happy Puzzle that you can find it. £15 and 29 pence is your club price, and of course you can flexify it. It looks good. It's just like it's like jewels. It's like
shiny,
rubies.
shiny, like gems. They are like rubies.
Ruby.
And as we saw, you take the pieces out like so, and then inside the booklet. By the way, this is for ages 8 to adult. It's a really original Valentine's gift, and we take out the booklet and we work through the 72 different puzzles, all of which will give us some of the pieces in their starting positions, and then we have to work out where the rest of them go. Now, we've bought, this is exclusive, like you say, to us in the UK. You're not going to find it anywhere else at all, and this is a proper while stocks last. We've bought them in, obviously, taking into account that we are now only 3 weeks away from Valentine's Day. So people need to be as quick as possible, otherwise they're not going to be able to get these. So we can put, should we actually just do one, just to show, okay, well, let's see how we do. Let's go for number 29.
Okay.
Which seems like it's a sort of halfway down. I'm going to need your help here again because you saw what happened before here. I think that one goes in here like so.
Yes, it does.
And then there was
that one goes in there.
Okay. This one in, was that in here like that? Was
yes, that looks like that's
no,
this one.
Of course it isn't. That one in there like that.
Yeah.
And then that one goes in there like that. Yeah. Okay. So now we shall try and see if we can fit the rest of these in. So this is already an expert level, so I'm not expecting this to be particularly easy. That's not going to go in there. Oh wait, we could try that in here. What about that? No, that's not going to go in there.
Yeah.
No, go on, you have a go.
Oh, yeah.
Right. You're going to put that one in there?
I'm going to put maybe this. Oh, no, I'm not sure about. Let's see which. I tend to go for the easy, the most difficult ones first, but then.
Oh, that's good. I hadn't seen that.
I'm not sure.
How are we going to get this in here?
I'm not sure.
If you've got this right first time, that would be pretty impressive.
Okay.
In there?
No, that's not
you see?
it. Yeah, no, it looks easier.
And here's where you see it starting to get a little bit difficult.
bit more difficult. So, right, so I would have to go in, well, you know what? We are running out of time, so we need to kind of wrap it up. Oh,
Can I make one suggestion?
Yes.
Check out your baskets.
Absolutely, absolutely. Do that. And no, that's not that. That's
particularly with these now.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't forget, we've got the Genius Star with over 90% of the stock gone, but more importantly, you've got the Genius Bundle with the 3 games in it, which is an enormous saving. You're effectively getting one of the games for free. You're saving nearly £20.
Well, because the individual savings on those games carry forward for that big bundle. If you want 923 941, that's for all 3 of them. But if you want the star, details at the bottom, 836370. Remember, limited to stock, or ultra mega limited to stock, because it's flying out. Right, let's have a look. Well, we have got seconds to go.
Yes, we've got 58 seconds to go.
58 seconds. In a nutshell,
in a nutshell, 165,888 puzzles. You've got 7 dice. When you roll those dice, they will fall into one of those combinations. You're going to set up the blockers in here and then race with the other person, although you can do it yourself as well, in order to fit all of the pieces in. They all follow the same, they're Genius games. You've got the Genius Square, which is the greatest puzzle ever in the entire history of the world, ever invented, bar none. Not that I'm biased in the slightest, but if you go online to createandcraft.com and have a look at all of the reviews, you'll see they're all 5-star reviews.
And get the hard one, which I haven't been able to finish, but of course you will be able
You'll have
to
take
finish.
it home and do it as well.
Check your baskets out. Gavin, when are we seeing?
Oh my goodness. I haven't got my February date yet, but I'll be back within the next 3 weeks or so. It's been awesome.
Awesome. Do check out your baskets. You won't regret. They are the best presents ever to yourself or others. We'll see you later.
So let's have a look and see what is coming up. Next, we've got Stamps by Me, Pretty Things Inside launch pick of the week, followed by Digital Craftorium. Spring has sprung one day, digital special, and over on Craft Extra, Crystal Art.